It's Final Four time. You don't need me to remind you what's at stake this week. Let's get to the players to embrace or avoid for Week 15 and a parental advisory. Some of these picks may shock you. Kirk Cousins' ceiling is irresistibly high this week against the Panthers. He's thrown double-digit touchdowns in 6 of the last 7 weeks and has what I consider to be the best collective set of weapons in football. I know. Why would you sit Big Ben? Well, here's why. He historically puts up clunkers on the road, like last week's 3-interception performance at Buffalo, or his 189-yard 2-interception showing at Miami in Week 7. Since 2014, Big Ben has 22 touchdowns and 22 interceptions in away games. Jay Ajayi has had some recent down weeks, but I can't resist starting him against a Jets front that was stampeded by Carlos Hyde to the tune of 193 rushing yards. Plus, with Ryan Tannehill out and Matt Moore in, Ajayi should see an uptick in carries. Oh, how it pains me to recommend avoiding Frank Gore, but the ageless wonder has tapered off in recent weeks. He hasn't neared 100 yards since early October and has scored once in the past 4 games. I love Taylor Gabriel, and more importantly, so does Matt Ryan. The scrappy playmaker has 3 touchdowns over his last 3 games, a minimum of 5 targets over his last 5, and the best possible matchup in San Francisco, which is allowing 24.3 points to opposing wide receivers. Jeremy Maclin was invisible in his long-awaited return from a groin injury. Just 3 targets, 1 catch, and 16 yards. Maclin should get further involved against Tennessee, but he'd have to quadruple his production to be fantasy relevant. Zach Ertz has been targeted 28 times the past 2 weeks, which is more than anyone in football. Ertz now has scored double-digit fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 and faces a Ravens secondary that just allowed Martellus Bennett 70 yards and a score. Eric Ebron has mightily regressed in recent weeks. He hasn't received more than 5 targets since Week 9, as Anquan Boldin has seemingly filled that role of Stafford's physical security blanket. Atlanta's 26 defensive points single-handedly put me in the semifinals, so yeah, Week 15 at home against the 49ers, that's a no-brainer start. For Pro Football Now, I'm Melissa Jacobs.